Hi, I'm Julio.
And I'm the AI that will make this story even more unpredictable.
Here's how it works. I write the first 4 chapters full of mystery, clues, and twists.
And then I step in to write the final chapter.
But here's the challenge. Can you guess the ending the AI will create before it's revealed?
I doubt you can. My endings always have a hidden surprise.
So, join us. Hit the like button if you enjoy the idea and share in the comments how you think this story should end. Will your theory beat the AI's twist? The bus ride home feels like victory. Sweat still clings to my jersey as the team laughs around me, our voices echoing off the windows, steamed with breath and triumph. Coach called it the game of the season. I call it Tuesday in November. Davis, you come into Allie's tomorrow? Jason tosses a wadded wrapper that hits my shoulder. I nod, barely listening as the bus pulls into the high school lot. Midnight glows on my phone screen. Parents wait in idling cars, headlights cutting through the fog that's rolled in while we were gone. Tyler! Mom waves from our sedan, her smile visible even in the dim parking lot lights. The familiar rhythm of suburban New Jersey. Late games, proud parents, tomorrow's classes looming. Nothing ever changes in Mapleton. At home, I drop my gear bag in the laundry room and drag myself upstairs. Mom calls something about breakfast as I close my bedroom door. My muscles ache in that satisfying way that promises deep sleep. I dump my backpack onto my desk to grab my history textbook. Something's off. The weight, the sound. A black composition notebook slides out that isn't mine. What the hell? I mutter, flipping it open. First page, blank. Second, third, fourth, all empty. But halfway through, the handwriting starts. Cramped, rushed letters filling the lines. Notes from AP Chemistry, bits about molecular structures. A class I'm not even taking. I flip faster, curiosity morphing into something colder as I reach the final pages. The last 3 pages aren't notes. They're names. Names I recognize. All students at Mapleton High. Some with short comments beside them. Always late. Talks to Mr. Riordan after class. Watches everyone. What sends ice through my veins isn't the comments. It's the methodical red lines crossing out most of the names. One by one, like a sick checklist. My finger traces down the list, recognizing faces to match each name. Brendan, Sarah, Maria, Christopher, all crossed out. Except for one name at the bottom. Tyler Davis. My name. Uncrossed. Waiting. The notebook slips from my hands. My phone buzzes with a text, making me jump. It's from an unknown number. Did you find it yet? My heart hammers against my ribs. I look out my bedroom window at the quiet, familiar street. The same houses, the same trimmed lawns I've known all my life. But something has shifted underneath it all. Another text lights up my screen. Don't tell anyone, or yours will be the next name crossed out. Sleep doesn't come. I spend the night with the notebook hidden under my mattress, like it might burn through if left exposed. When my alarm blares, I've maybe slept 2 hours. The text from last night still glows on my phone screen. No number, no profile picture, just words and the threat beneath them. In the shower, hot water scalds my skin, but doesn't wash away the chill that settled in my chest. A rational explanation exists, must exist. A prank from the team? A bizarre hazing ritual for making captain? Something that makes sense in a world of calculus tests and college applications. "You're quiet this morning, Mom," says as I pick at my eggs. "Everything okay?" "Yeah, just tired. Big game." The lie comes easily, but my mind screams at the notebook upstairs, at whoever sent that text. At school, everything looks normal, but nothing feels right. The hallways are too loud, the fluorescent lights too harsh. I scan faces, searching for what? Someone watching me? Someone missing? "Earth to Tyler!" Mia waves her hand in front of my face at our usual lunch table. My girlfriend of 2 years studies me with narrowed eyes. You haven't heard a word I've said. Sorry, distracted. I force a smile, but her expression says she's not buying it. Because of the list? She whispers. My blood freezes. What list? She rolls her eyes. The college scout list Coach Dawson posted? Tyler, what's going on with you? Relief floods through me, followed immediately by paranoia. Could Mia be behind this? She knows my locker combination, has access to my backpack. But why would she? Nothing, just tired. The same lie I told Mom. Mia frowns but drops it when Jason slides into the seat beside me. Chemistry was brutal today, he groans. I'm so failing that class. Chemistry? The notes in the notebook were from AP Chemistry. I don't take the class, but Jason does. Hey, I keep my voice casual. Can I borrow your chem notes? I'm thinking of taking it next semester. Jason laughs. You'd be borrowing blank pages, man. I haven't taken notes since September. Another dead end. But if not Jason, then who? After lunch, I check the crossed-out names against people I see in the hallways. Sarah Chen passes me without a glance, very much alive, despite her crossed-out name. Christopher Doyle argues with a teacher by the water fountain, also alive. What does the crossing out mean, then? Not death, clearly. Something else. Between classes, I duck into the bathroom and pull out the notebook again, studying the names more carefully. 23 names, 17 crossed out. What connects them? The bathroom door swings open. I shove the notebook back into my bag, but not before catching the new arrival's eye. Eli Warner, the quiet kid from my English class who sits in the back and never speaks. He nods once, his gaze lingering on my bag before he turns to the sink. His name isn't on the list. After school, I skip basketball practice for the first time in 3 years, texting coach about a stomach bug. Instead, I walk to the public library where the computers don't track search histories. I look up each name on the list, searching social media, school newspaper archives, anything. Nothing connects them. Different grades, different activities, different friend groups. Some popular, some not. The only common thread is Mapleton High. My phone buzzes. Figured it out yet? The same unknown number. My fingers hover over the keyboard. Do I respond? Ignore it? Call the police? Who is this? I type back. The response comes instantly. Someone who knows what they did, what they're all doing, what who's doing. I press. Check Brendan Miller's Instagram, today's post. I pull up Instagram, find Brendan's profile. His latest post appeared 30 minutes ago. A selfie in front of his bedroom mirror flashing peace signs. The caption reads, "Some secrets stay buried." Map tank knows. My phone buzzes again. They're watching you now too. I look up from the library computer. Through the large front windows, I can see a black sedan parked across the street, too far to make out the driver. My phone buzzes one more time. Don't go home yet. Ashley Parker's parents aren't actually in Vermont this weekend. Ashley Parker, one of the uncrossed names on the list. I grab my things and run out of the library, racing toward the wealthy side of town where Ashley lives. Her house sits at the end of a cul-de-sac, larger than most, with manicured hedges and a circular driveway. I slow to a walk, catching my breath, trying to look casual as I approach. The house appears empty. Curtains drawn, no cars in the driveway. As I get closer, I notice the front door. It's slightly ajar. My heart pounds as I step onto the porch. "Ashley?" I call out. No answer. I push the door open wider. The foyer is immaculate, everything in place. I step inside, the silence pressing against my ears. "Ashley?" It's Tyler Davis. Something crashes upstairs. Footsteps pound across the ceiling. I freeze as a figure appears at the top of the stairs. Not Ashley. Principal Whitaker stares down at me, his tie loosened, his usually perfect hair disheveled. Behind him, I glimpse Ashley stepping out of what must be her bedroom. "Tyler?" Whitaker's voice is sharp with surprise. "What are you doing here?" Before I can answer, I notice what he's holding. A black composition notebook, identical to the one in my backpack. Principal Whitaker's face hardens as he descends the stairs. Each step deliberate, predatory. The notebook in his hand mirrors mine exactly. "I asked you a question, Tyler." His voice echoes in the foyer. "Why are you in Ashley's house?" "I got a text." The words die in my throat. Admitting to the anonymous messages feels dangerous now. Ashley appears behind him, her face pale. "Tyler, you shouldn't be here." Her voice trembles. Her eyes dart between me and Whitaker, then toward the door behind me. "I was worried about you," I improvise. "You weren't answering texts, and I heard your parents were away." Whitaker reaches the bottom of the stairs. The notebook disappears into his jacket pocket with practiced smoothness. "That's very conscientious of you. But as you can see, Miss Parker is fine. I'm simply conducting a home visit. Academic concerns." Academic concerns? At 6 p.m. in an empty house? Right. I back toward the door. "Sorry to interrupt." "Tyler." Whitaker's voice stops me. "That backpack looks heavy. Carrying anything interesting?" My hand instinctively tightens around the strap. "Just books." His smile doesn't reach his eyes. "Be careful what you read these days. Not everything is meant for student consumption." Outside, I walk calmly until I'm around the corner, then break into a run. My phone buzzes in my pocket. I expect the anonymous texter, but it's Mia. "Where are you? Coach is freaking out that you missed practice." I call her instead of texting. "Mia, I need to talk to you. Not over the phone. Can you meet me at Riverside Park? Now?" "Tyler, what's going on? Please, it's important." 20 minutes later, we sit on cold swings as darkness settles over the park. I've told her everything. The notebook, the crossed-out names, the texts, finding Whitaker at Ashley's. Mia listens without interrupting. When I finish, she doesn't immediately call me crazy, which I count as a win. "Show me the notebook," she says finally. I pull it from my backpack. She flips through it, her expression unreadable in the dim light from distant street lamps. "Some of these names," she pauses. "Brendan, Sarah, Christopher, they were all in student leadership last semester. What about the others?" She shakes her head. "I don't know all of them, but there's something else weird. Maria Delgado's family moved away suddenly last month. No goodbyes, no forwarding address. And Tara Chan changed completely after winter break last year. Remember how she used to be in debate club? Now she barely speaks in class." A chill runs through me that has nothing to do with the November air. So the crossed-out names could be people who've been changed somehow? Mia's voice drops. Or controlled. It sounds paranoid, delusional, but after what I've seen today, nothing feels too far-fetched. "What about your name?" she asks. "Why aren't you crossed out?" "I don't know. Maybe I'm next?" Or a thought occurs to me. Maybe I'm supposed to do something first. Mia's phone lights up. Her mom asking when she'll be home. As she texts back, I notice something over her shoulder. A car parked at the edge of the park, headlights off. The same black sedan I saw outside the library. "We need to leave, now." I grab her hand. "Tyler, what?" "Someone's watching us." We cut through the playground and exit the park's south side, away from the sedan. I walk Mia home the long way, constantly checking behind us. The car doesn't follow, or if it does, it's keeping its distance. At her house, Mia squeezes my hand. "Be careful. Call me when you get home." "Lock your doors," I tell her. Walking home alone, paranoia becomes my shadow. Every car is following me. Every house has eyes behind the curtains. The perfect rows of suburban homes now seem like facades hiding something sinister. My phone buzzes. "You're asking the wrong questions." I stop under a street lamp. Then give me the right ones, I type back. What happens at the lake house? Lake house? I rack my brain. Mapleton Lake is on the outskirts of town, lined with vacation properties owned by wealthier families. Senior parties sometimes happen there, but in summer, not November. I don't know about any lake house, I reply. Ask your father. My blood runs cold. Dad left 3 years ago. Mom says he took a job in California, but we never hear from him. We don't talk about him. My father's not here, I type. The reply comes instantly. Exactly. I break into a run, not stopping until I reach my front door. The house is dark except for the kitchen light. Mom's hospital shift runs until midnight. Inside, I head straight for Mom's bedroom. I've never searched through her things before, but tonight's different. Tonight, everything's different. Her dresser drawers reveal nothing unusual. The closet holds boxes of old tax forms, photo albums I've seen before. Nothing about Dad, nothing about a lake house. Then I check her nightstand. The bottom drawer sticks slightly. Inside, beneath a stack of medical journals, I find a small locked box. No key in sight. I carry it to the garage, find Dad's old tools. The lock breaks easily under a hammer. Inside, a stack of letters, all unopened. All addressed to me. All from my father. The postmark on each envelope reads Mapleton Lake, NJ, not California. Here, all this time. Under the letters lies a photograph. 5 men standing in front of a rustic cabin. I recognize my father immediately. Beside him stands a younger Principal Whitaker. I don't know the other 3 men, but one holds a black notebook. On the back of the photo, a single line in my father's handwriting. The subjects remain compliant, but Tyler shows concerning immunity. Intervention may be necessary. My hands shake so badly the photo flutters to the floor. The front door opens, Mom home early. I grab the box and photo and dart into my bedroom, sliding everything under my bed. My phone buzzes with a text from Mia. Found something. Ashley Parker's older sister disappeared last year. The school paper said she moved to Vermont for early college admission, but I just checked her social media. Nothing since last October. And guess who wrote the school paper article? Principal Whitaker. As I read her message, another text arrives from the unknown number. Don't trust anyone who's crossed out, even those you love. A soft knock at my bedroom door. Mom's voice calls out, "Tyler, are you awake?" Through the crack beneath my door, I see something that makes my stomach drop. A shadow bends down. A hand slides a black notebook into my room. I watch the notebook slide fully into my room, my breath caught in my throat. Mom's footsteps retreat down the hall. I wait until her bedroom door clicks shut before approaching the black composition book like it's a venomous snake. This one is older, the cover worn at the corners. Inside, the first pages contain notes in my father's handwriting. Biochemistry formulas I don't understand. References to cognitive resistance and neurological markers. Clinical, detached language about test subjects. But it's what I find in the middle that makes my skin crawl. Photos of me as a child, age 6, standing blank-faced beside a lake. Age 10, electrodes taped to my temples. Age 13, asleep in what looks like a laboratory, not my bedroom. A handwritten note paperclipped to one image. Subject 23 continues to reject imprinting. Recommend termination of experiment. Subject 23, me. I check the time, 10:48 p.m. Mom should be asleep by midnight. I need answers, but first, I need backup. I text Mia. Meet me at the gas station on Oakwood in 30 minutes. Bring your car. Don't tell anyone. Then I text the unknown number. Who are you? The reply comes faster than seems possible. Someone who escaped. Someone who knows what your father did to all of us. My fingers tremble as I type. What did he do? Meet me at the lake house. Midnight. Come alone. I don't know where the lake house is. 86 Pinecrest Road, Mapleton Lake, your father's waiting room. I stuff both notebooks into my backpack, along with Dad's letters and the photo. Through my bedroom window, I drop silently onto the garage roof, then to the ground. The November air bites through my thin jacket, but adrenaline keeps me warm as I jog toward Oakwood. Mia's already waiting when I arrive, leaning against her mother's sedan. Her face is grim in the harsh fluorescent lights. "You look terrible," she says. "It's worse than we thought." I show her the notebooks, the photos, everything. Her face pales. "Tyler, this is insane. We need to call the police." "And tell them what? That my father and Principal Whitaker are part of some conspiracy involving notebooks and crossed-out names? That my mother might be involved too? They'll think we're crazy." "Then what's the plan?" I look at my phone. 11:22 p.m. We go to the lake house. Someone there claims to have answers. "This is how people die in horror movies," Mia mutters, but she unlocks her car doors. The drive to Mapleton Lake takes 20 minutes. Houses become scarce, replaced by dense trees. Mia's headlights carve a narrow path through darkness. "What if it's a trap?" she asks finally. "It probably is," I admit. "But I need to know what happened to those people on the list. What's happening to me?" Pinecrest Road winds along the lake's edge. Number 86 sits isolated at the end, a wooden cabin larger than it first appears. No lights visible, but a black sedan, the same one that's been following me, is parked in the gravel driveway. "Stay in the car," I tell Mia. "If I'm not back in 15 minutes, drive away and call the police." "That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard," she snaps, killing the engine. "We go together or not at all." We approach the cabin slowly. The front door hangs slightly open. "Hello?" I call out. My voice echoes back at me. Inside, the cabin smells of dust and disuse. Our phone flashlights reveal a space larger than expected. A great room with a stone fireplace, hallways branching off to either side. Everything covered in a thin layer of dust, except, look, Mia points to fresh footprints crossing the wooden floor. We follow them down the left hallway to a door that looks newer than the rest of the cabin. It has an electronic keypad lock instead of a traditional doorknob. "Now what?" Mia whispers. I try the obvious. My birthday? Nothing. My father's birthday? Nothing. Then I remember the photo. The subjects remain compliant. I enter 23, my subject number. The door unlocks with a soft click. Behind it lies not another room, but a staircase leading down. Dim emergency lights illuminate concrete walls. It looks like the entrance to a bunker. "Tyler, we shouldn't," Mia begins. "I need to know." The staircase descends 3 flights before opening into a hallway lined with doors, like a hospital ward or research facility. Each door has a number and a small viewing window. Most of the rooms are empty, their sparse furnishings covered in dust. Room 17 has its door ajar. Inside, computer equipment hums softly, the only sound in the otherwise silent facility. Screens display security camera feeds, the high school hallways, the town square, the library. One monitor shows my empty bedroom. "They've been watching you," Mia whispers. "They've been watching everyone." A chair at the desk swivels around. Eli Warner, the quiet kid from my English class, stares at us, his face expressionless. "You're early," he says, flatly. "I told you to come alone." "You sent the texts?" I step closer. "You know what all this is?" "I was subject 8. He gestures to the notebooks I'm carrying. "Your father kept meticulous records. Every test, every subject, every failure." "What tests? What was he doing?" Eli's eyes harden. "Behavioral modification. Mind control, if you want the sci-fi term. Your father discovered that certain neurochemical treatments, combined with specific cognitive imprinting techniques, could make people susceptible to suggestion. Compliant. The crossed-out names, Mia says. They're the ones who've been processed? Eli nods. Most students at Mapleton have been through it. Your father and his colleagues called it the Harmony Project. Create the perfect community by removing dissent, aggression, independent thought. It started with troubled kids, then expanded. My mind reels. Why wasn't I crossed out? Why didn't it work on me? Genetic immunity. Rare, but it happens. You were their control subject. They needed to understand why you resisted while others complied. That's why your father kept such close tabs on you, even after he supposedly left. And my mother? One of their first successes. Eli's voice softened slightly. She doesn't know what she's doing. None of them do. Then why expose this now? Why lead me here? Eli stands up, revealing what he's been hiding in his lap. A detonator. Because they're moving to Phase 2 tomorrow. City water supply, mass compliance. And I can't stop them alone. So what do we do? I ask. Destroy their research. Set the others free. He hands me a flash drive. This contains everything. The formulas, the antidotes, the names of everyone involved. Get it to someone who can help. Who? I have a contact at the state police. Not local, they're compromised. A noise from above, footsteps on the stairs. They're here. Eli's face tightens. Take the back exit, through room 23, your room. Come with us, Mia pleads. Eli shakes his head. Someone needs to destroy the lab. Go, now. We run down the hallway, finding room 23. Inside, the walls are covered with my photographs, medical charts, brain scans. A lifetime of being studied without knowing. At the back, a metal door leads to another staircase. As we reach it, alarms begin to blare throughout the facility. Intruder alert, security breach. All personnel to containment level. We race up the stairs, emerging through what looks like a storm cellar door behind the cabin. Night air hits our faces as we sprint toward Mia's car. Stop! A voice cuts through the darkness. Principal Whitaker stands by the car, a gun in his hand. Tyler, you're making a terrible mistake. The mistake was trusting you, I yell, pulling Mia behind a tree for cover. You don't understand what's at stake, Whitaker calls out. Your father's work will save humanity from itself. No more violence, no more hate, perfect harmony. Perfect control, I counter. Sometimes they're the same thing. Another voice joins in, my father's voice. He steps out from the shadows, older than in my memories, but unmistakable. Tyler, son, we did all this to protect you, to create a better world for you. For a moment, I almost believe him. His voice carries the weight of paternal authority I've missed for 3 years. If that were true, I call back, you wouldn't have spent my life experimenting on me. It's for the greater good, my father insists. Come back inside, let me explain everything. The sudden explosion drowns out his last words. The ground shakes as the cabin's windows blow out, flames erupting from within. Eli kept his word. In the chaos, Mia and I make a break for her car. Whitaker fires. The bullet shatters her rear window as we dive inside. She guns the engine, tires spraying gravel. In the rearview mirror, I watch my father and Whitaker growing smaller, silhouetted against the burning cabin. The flash drive, Mia gasps as we hit the main road. Do you have it? I reach into my pocket. It's gone.
Mia's car races down the winding road, headlights carving through darkness. My hands frantically pat every pocket. The flash drive is gone. Our only evidence vanished. We need to go back, I say, adrenaline making my voice shake. Are you insane? They have guns, Tyler. Mia's knuckles turn white on the steering wheel, and that place is literally on fire. My mind replays the moment before the explosion, my father stepping from the shadows, Whitaker with his gun. The flash drive must have fallen during our escape, or someone took it. Pull over, I demand suddenly. Mia hesitates but steers to the roadside, kills the engine. Check the car, it might have just fallen. We tear through the vehicle with desperate hands. Nothing. What now? Mia whispers. In the moonlight filtering through trees, her face looks gaunt with fear. My phone buzzes. Unknown number. Looking for this? A photo attachment shows the flash drive. It's Eli, I breathe. He must have survived. Mia leans over to see the screen. Wait, how do you know it's him? What if it's Whitaker or your father? The screen lights up with another message. Meet me at Mapleton High, North Entrance, 30 minutes. Come alone. It's a trap, Mia says immediately. You can't go. I don't have a choice. I stare at the message. But you should go home. Her laugh has no humor. Like hell I will. We do this together. We drive in tense silence toward the school. The dashboard clock reads 1:17 a.m. Streets are empty, houses dark. What if they're already implementing phase 2? I say suddenly. The water supply. Everyone in town could be. Don't, Mia cuts me off. One problem at a time. The school looms dark against the sky. No cars in the parking lot, no lights in the windows. We circle to the north entrance, where the athletics department has its separate doors. If I'm not out in 15 minutes, I start. I'm coming in after you, Mia finishes. She grabs my arm. Be careful. The door is unlocked, alarm deactivated. I step into the familiar corridor, now transformed by darkness and context. My phone flashlight illuminates trophy cases, team photos, championship banners. Normal high school things that suddenly feel like props on a stage. Hello? My voice echoes down the empty hallway. In here. A voice from the coach's office. I push the door open slowly. A figure sits behind the desk, face illuminated by a small lamp. Not Eli. My mother. Mom? My voice cracks. What are you? How did you? Sit down, Tyler. Her voice is flat, emotionless. Not the voice that called me for breakfast yesterday morning. My legs move automatically. I sit across from her. You shouldn't have gone to the lake house. She reaches into her pocket and places the flash drive on the desk between us. You shouldn't have gotten involved. Did you kill Eli? The question bursts out before I can stop it. A flicker of confusion crosses her face. Eli Warner is at home asleep, just like you should be. That's not possible. He was at the lab when it exploded. He had the detonator.
There was no explosion, Tyler. You're becoming delusional. My phone. I pull it out, access the camera roll. The photo I took of the notebooks, the evidence. But the gallery is empty. Looking for these? She holds up both black notebooks. I took them from your room earlier, after you sneaked out. Why? My voice shakes. Why are you part of this? What did they do to you? Her expression softens slightly. Nothing was done to me. I volunteered, just like most of the others. Volunteered for mind control? For peace. Her voice takes on a strange cadence, practiced. The Harmony Project isn't what you think. It's salvation. Human nature is flawed, Tyler. We fight, we hate, we destroy. Your father found a way to change that, to make us better. By taking away free will? I counter, trying to keep her talking while I calculate the distance to the door. By removing destructive impulses. The process leaves everything else intact. Intelligence, creativity, love. She leans forward. We're still ourselves, just improved. You're lying, I whisper. Eli said you were one of their first successes. You don't even know what you're doing. Something flickers in her eyes. Recognition, perhaps. Fear. Tyler, listen to me. Her voice drops. They're watching. They're always watching. She glances up at the corner of the room. I follow her gaze. A small security camera blinks red. I've protected you as long as I could.
She slides the flash drive toward me with a subtle movement, but I can't anymore. The office door opens. Principal Whitaker enters, followed by my father. Neither looks like they just escaped an explosion. Whitaker's suit is pristine. My father's face, so similar to mine, shows no emotion. "Sarah," my father addresses my mother, "you were supposed to wait for us." I needed to talk to him alone first. Mom stands, moving to stand beside them. United. "The explosion," I start. "Eli was never at the lake house," Whitaker interrupts. "An impressive hallucination, though. The mind is suggestible that way." My father steps forward. "The texts, the notebook, and your backpack, all of it, we orchestrated everything to test your immunity, to see how far it extends." "I don't understand." My head spins. "Subject 23, you are unique, Tyler." He sounds proud. "Complete neurological resistance to imprinting. We needed to understand why. The only way was to create a scenario that would generate extreme emotional responses, to see how your brain chemistry adapts." I think of Mia waiting outside. Is she part of this too? Was everything a lie? "Why the names? The crossed-out list?" I ask. "Subjects who completed the initial program," my father explains. "Nothing sinister, just documentation." "And Ashley Parker? Why were you at her house?" Whitaker smiles thinly. "Her parents requested intervention. Ashley has been difficult, rebellious." "You're lying." I stand up suddenly. "Eli told me everything. Phase 2, the water supply, mass compliance." They exchange glances.
Eli Warner has been fully processed for over a year, my father says slowly. He couldn't have told you anything. A chill runs through me. Then who texted me? Who led me to the lake house? My father's expression changes. For the first time, I see uncertainty. What exactly did this person tell you? I seize the opening. Everything. About the failed subjects. The ones who didn't become compliant. What happened to them? Silence falls. My mother's gaze drops to the floor. "They were relocated," Whitaker says finally, "for everyone's safety." "Like Ashley's sister? Disappeared to Vermont?" Another exchange of glances. My mother steps forward. "Tyler, please. The project is necessary. The world is tearing itself apart. We can fix it. By making everyone obedient zombies?" I shake my head. "That's not fixing, that's erasing." "Enough." My father's patience snaps. "We've indulged this experiment long enough. It's clear Tyler's immunity extends to psychological manipulation as well. We'll need to use more direct methods." Whitaker pulls something from his pocket. A syringe. "Wait." My mother steps between us. "You promised he wouldn't be harmed." "Stand aside, Sarah." My father's voice turns cold. "The greater good requires sacrifice." I back toward the door. "You're the ones who are delusional. You think controlling people makes the world better?" "Control brings peace," Whitaker advances. "Just ask your girlfriend." My blood freezes. "What did you do to Mia?" The door swings open behind me. Mia stands there, her face expressionless. "Mia?" I reach for her. She steps past me, takes her place beside Whitaker. "I'm sorry, Tyler." Her voice is flat, emotionless. "But they're right. The project is necessary." Betrayal cuts deeper than fear. "How long?" "Since last summer," my father answers. "She volunteered after her brother's overdose. Said she wanted to help prevent others from making self-destructive choices." The realization crushes me. Everything, her concern, her help with the investigation, all fabricated. A test. But something doesn't add up. If she's processed, why was her name not crossed out on the list? "Because," Mia says, her voice suddenly changing, sharp and clear, "I never underwent the procedure." In one fluid motion, she pulls a gun from her jacket and aims it at Whitaker. "FBI, freeze, all of you!" The room erupts in chaos. My father lunges for me. Whitaker reaches inside his jacket.
Mom screams a warning. A gunshot cracks through the air. Whitaker falls, clutching his shoulder. My father freezes. "Tyler, get behind me." Mia's voice is commanding. I stare at her, uncomprehending. "FBI? Agent Mia Rodriguez, undercover. We've been investigating Project Harmony for months. Your father's research caught our attention when former students started disappearing." The door bursts open again. Men and women in tactical gear flood in. But I struggle to process. Everything between us was real? Her eyes meet mine briefly. That wasn't part of the plan. The agents secure my father and Whitaker.
Mom stands still, dazed. "The flash drive," Mia says. "Do you have it?" I pick it up from the desk. "All the evidence?" She nods. "Names of everyone involved, formulas, everything. We needed that to make the case. And Eli?" Her expression darkens. "In protective custody. He reached out to us months ago. The texts, the notebook in your backpack, we orchestrated that together to draw them out. The lake house? A necessary diversion while we secured the water treatment facility. There was no explosion. So everything was a setup? You used me?" The betrayal stings differently now. We needed someone on the inside they wouldn't suspect, someone with immunity. She holsters her gun. "I'm sorry, Tyler." I look at my mother, being led away in handcuffs. At my father, defeated. "What happens now?" I ask. "Trials, treatment for the victims." Mia touches my arm gently. "It's over, Tyler. But I know it isn't. Not for me. Not for this town." 3 months later, I sit in a crowded courthouse as my father receives his sentence. 25 years. Mom got immunity for testimony. Whitaker and 12 others from the project leadership await their verdicts. The FBI developed a treatment protocol for the processed. Some recover completely. Others struggle with the psychological aftermath of knowing they were controlled. Mapleton has changed. The perfect suburban veneer shattered, revealing the rot underneath. We're healing, but slowly. Trust doesn't come easily anymore. Mia was reassigned after the case closed. I get messages sometimes, apologies, explanations, but nothing repairs what was broken. I still have nightmares about the lab, about the photographs of me as a child, electrodes on my temples, about the names in that black notebook. My immunity was my salvation and my curse. I remained myself while everyone around me changed, one way or another. I wonder sometimes if that's the real experiment, not how to control minds, but how to survive when you can't be controlled in a world that demands conformity. The pages of that notebook haunt me. All those crossed-out names, people altered without consent, and mine, still uncrossed, still free. Every morning I check my reflection to make sure I'm still me. Every night I wonder if freedom is worth the cost of knowing what humans are capable of, what my father did, what my mother allowed. Some mysteries shouldn't be solved, but once revealed, they can never be forgotten.